Hi, everybody. Welcome to another DualShockers discussion here on the DualShockers YouTube channel. I am your host for probably one last time, Logan Moore. And today I am joined by some boys who are going to talk about some sneakers. We've got Mario Rivera here, as normal, running the video because he's got to, or somebody on the video team has to, because I can't do this.
I'm going to have to do this. So what are we talking about? Shoes? I don't even know.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope you like shoes, Mario.
All right, here we go.
Also joining us today, frequent guest, sometimes guest, often a guest, Michael Ruiz is here. Michael likes skateboarding, which means you have to like shoes, sort of, now.
That's I love shoes.
So the two kind of have to go hand in hand.
They do, yeah.
And the person who put this together, the PowerPoint presentation we're going to be looking at, plus just the general idea behind all of this, is Zach Potter. Zach used to work with us here at DualShockers, and he's coming back to talk about shoes because the both of us like shoes. So, hey, Zach.
It doesn't. Hey, how's it going, guys?
Pretty good. Pretty good. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about shoes, obviously, but we're going to talk about gaming shoes, and we're going to look at some video gamer shoes that have come out over the past year or probably past couple of years at this point. A lot of these are actually surprisingly recent, I'd say, within the past 3 or 4 years. But we're going to look at some of these crossover sneakers because sneaker culture is now a thing. It is very much a thing that myself and Zach are entrenched in, like almost to like a very bad degree, where I am like considering investing in bots in 2021 in order to get the sneakers that I want.
Oh boy.
But we're going to take a look at some shoes today that are not necessarily always the hardest to come by. Some are the hardest to come by, though, and we'll get into that very quickly here. And then once we get to the end, I think we will maybe rank the 10 or 12 that we're looking at as well, because who doesn't love a good list? But first things first, Mario, I don't know if you're showing it on screen for the people at home.
Yes.
So we're going to start with these Miles Morales Superstars, which are from Adidas. These just came out with the game like a couple weeks back. I tried to buy these. I couldn't buy these because I'm pretty sure they sold out in the pre-sale phase. And the moment they went live for the general public, if you loaded the page immediately, it said sold out. Wow. So I think so what sneaker sites will do is they'll have like a pre-sale phase where they're like, oh, congratulations, you're a lucky member of our site or whatever. And now you have the illustrious pleasure of buying these shoes before anybody else can. And I'm pretty sure they sold through their entire stock of these in that pre-sale phase because I don't even think these were up long enough for bots to hit them. What do we think of these, though? Because I have my own thoughts.
Well, I wonder if the same thoughts that you have when you saw a little movie a couple years ago called Spider-Verse, where immediately you're like, wait, what do you mean he doesn't have Jordans? These are Adidas shoes. So there's that. Staring at them, I mean, it's very cool that they have like the obviously the motif of the character currently in the video game. The spider emblem in the back looks pretty cool. The fact that it has the PlayStation logo in the front is kind of nice.
I like that too.
But otherwise, I'm looking at, what is it? The retail price is normally, $90? Yeah. I mean, okay. All right.
That's the thing. That's actually the reason why I tried to go after them. So to be honest, I don't really like these either. But they're not that expensive. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll get some like new shoes here. Just have, I don't know, like put on and off like when I'm taking my dog outside or something like that. Like just some nice shoes to have by my door maybe. No, couldn't even do that. They are cool because they are the exact shoes that are in the Miles Morales game. Something about the color, like the red and black, it's very simple, but it's the way they colored the shoe, I think looks kind of...
I think if they reversed it, I thought it would have looked better.
Yeah, maybe.
Black like a more, black on red with the like red stripes. I only like the colors because I'm from Chicago and those are Bulls colors. So like
rah, Bulls,
I'm like,
baby.
I'm like drawn to it already. But like other than that, I don't really like that it's mostly red. Like I would have rather had it been black as like the main color and then red stripes. I thought that would have looked.
But those are probably exist already, honestly.
They do. And then also like then that would mean they would flip it with like a red toe cap, and I think that would look ugly,
Mhm.
like way ugly.
That would look really bad, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, as it is, it like looks fine. It's like a standard. It looks like a standard superstar. Like it
It
doesn't
is.
look anything
Yeah.
too crazy or anything. So, I mean, yeah, it's a tried and true shoe. It's just the colorway for me isn't too great. Other than that, it's Bulls colors and not Spider-Man colors to me. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's like it's very, the Superstar is such like a staple shoe for like just sneakers in general. So, there's not much you can really do to this without really messing it up. But I'm not really big fan of like this red. I don't know, something about it makes it feel like Halloween costumey a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
not
it's
so-
like cheap,
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like
Yeah.
something you'd find at like Party City, not so much an Adidas store.
Yeah, and I mean the thing Mario kind of touched on before is like it is weird that Miles is wearing like these are like you said like as superstars are like they're actually really nice shoes. I have had a couple pairs and I love wearing them. They are a fantastic casual sneaker for any occasion for the most part. That said, if you're trying to stunt on people, you're not going to stunt on anybody with these because these are on. You can go find these on the shelf anywhere, and a lot of the sneaker game is about showing off things you have that no one else potentially does. And I know that was kind of like Miles wearing the Jordans in Into the Spider-Verse was like that kind of fit his personality, I think, to a degree, and that would definitely fit like the inner city sneaker culture, I think, to a T, him wearing those. These you're not gonna like impress anybody with these. Like this is like your mom went and bought these for you. And I know this is like a special colorway, but that's more just like the superstars in general. And again, that's like I like those. I like superstars a lot. But if I was trying to like be flashy or something like that, I would wear Jordans. So
Yeah.
in that regard, it's kind of bizarre. But
I also think like high tops look better in a unitard. So
yes, yeah, I don't know why. So he has high tops in the game. I don't know why they didn't release those though.
yeah.
Like that was kind of the weird thing because I would have actually gone after those because I haven't had a high top pair of superstars before, and I've actually been wanting to get a set. And I thought those looked actually kind of cool. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, these look. I don't know. They're fine. They're not my least favorite thing on here. Like I know we're gonna have some other ones coming up. I will say the resale on them though. I know we've got it listed as like around $100, and this is like this is something you have to talk about now with sneakers because half of the whole culture has shifted to the resale value of these and how much you can get for if you don't even want them, and that's why it sucks now. Like everybody's just buying sneakers to immediately flip them.
I do love that the resale price that we have listed here is just $10 more.
Yeah, I think it's actually higher. I was actually looking at these the other day on like StockX. They're floating more around like 160 to 180 I've seen, and it's because I haven't seen any restocks go out for them since that first wave dropped. But superstars don't really have. Again, it's a sneaker you could run to Foot Locker right now and to get right off the shelf. This is a different colorway for those, obviously, but superstars themselves like do not have much intrinsic value, so the market for these is never going to be super high. I don't know. They're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, speaking of shoes that are hard to find, Dunks are like the hottest thing in the world right now, and I don't really know how he got there. I mean, I partially do. I don't know if you have anything to say about that, Zach. But
yeah, Dunks first of all, they're such like an integral part of sneaker culture. They've been for since the 90s.
Yeah,
and I feel like it was like early 2000s really when they got like a second wave with the whole SB Dunk wave. Nike skateboarding came out with their version of the Dunk, and then it kind of went silent. You could, there was no problem buying Dunks, but some people call it like the Travis Scott effect, where Travis Scott, the rapper guy, Fortnite man, whatever you want to call him, he started being seen in a lot of Dunks, and the trend kind of picked up from there. Next thing you know, you started seeing Travis Scott Dunks, Off-White Dunks, all these kind of different Nike Dunks. Like the marketing team just went crazy once when they saw people biting at these Nike Dunks. So now it's basically the hottest shoe you can find now from Nike, I would say personally.
Yeah, these the thing about Dunks too is that they don't release in the same way. So all of Nike's shoes obviously drop through like Sneakers app or whatever, but like Jordans and stuff like that, those will still hit retail chains. Those will hit your, your Foot Lockers and your Finish Lines and your East Bays and all that stuff. All those big chain basketball shoes stores. Dunks release through Sneakers, and then from there it is like some pretty there's like a couple other chains I remember, because I actually had a pair of the University Reds that I bought this year, and I checked out with them, and then the site that I bought them through like fell, or it was like a total accident. They just kept selling even though their stock ran out like 30 minutes prior. So of course those got canceled. I forget what storefront that was, but other than that, the only other way that Dunks release outside of Nike directly is skateboard shops, like big like retail skate shops around the country, and I don't have any of those near me. So I feel like you'd be better off maybe trying to get Dunks, Mike, in a general sense.
When I saw like on CCS is like a really big skateboard skate shop chain thing. It's not a chain, it's a online shop. And like I'm not really like huge in like sneaker culture, but I just started getting into skating again, like really recently, and I kept on seeing like a bunch of these dunks like the Chicago. There was like that Chicago colorway that came out, and then the I forgot what the other one was called. It was like the gray with the blue swish.
Oh yeah.
What the color
I know
was.
Exactly.
And then I was like, because I know you're like really into them. I was like, hey, do you want me to try getting these? Because you're like, what is a shop or whatever? Yeah, and it's like all these like skate shops. You have to like be on their, for CCS specifically, you have to be like following their Instagram and be part of their CCS Plus membership, which gives you more raffles, and you like raffle in to get the sneaker, to like buy the sneakers.
Yep.
It's wild.
So like this is actually a good segue into the shoe we're looking at here. So the reason I've been wanting Dunks so bad is just because I've never owned a pair, and I think it's a really sleek shoe.
It is.
Like the University Reds I mentioned, like if there's any shoe that has come out this year that I could just like immediately like materialize a pair in front of me, it would probably be those University Red Dunks. Like I wanted those so bad. They're just such a clean, like nice sneaker. So the other way that I thought I would offset that was when I knew that these PlayStation Dunks are being announced. I was like, oh man, I got to try to get these. And the night that Travis Scott announced these, he had that whole like promotional video or whatever. And he's like, oh, you got to watch this. And then afterward, I'll let loose some PlayStation merch for sale. And everybody's like, this is it. This is when the Dunks are finally dropping. They're going to drop directly through his website. And so to give you backstory, so to explain what this shoe is, this is part of his collaboration with PlayStation that he announced a couple weeks back, or like a month or two ago at this point. And everybody thought that these were going to maybe see a wide release because, as Zach said, Dunks are really hot right now, and Travis Scott's signature shoes are like incredibly hot. If you have a pair of those brown, like those dark brown Jordan ones, those are like $1,200. And the only difference is that they just reverse the swoosh, basically. Other than that, it's basically the same shoe. So everybody knew he was dropping these, and after his whole PlayStation weird marketing video release thing ended, they just went live on the site and they announced they're only giving away 5 pairs to normal people in the world. So there's 5 pairs of these in existence outside of anybody at Nike or Travis Scott and anybody in his crew he may have hooked up with these. They have like made none of these for normal people. So you basically had to sign up for a raffle, which probably hundreds or thousands or millions of people signed up for. And then you had to be one of the lucky 5 to get pulled, and then they would send you these, I think for free. I don't even think you had to pay for them.
Yeah, it was free.
And so this is this shoe.
Can I talk about the shoe for a second?
Yeah.
This shoe looks ugly as fuck. In my personal opinion, it looks like something.
My next question is: do you even think it looks good?
No, it looks like silly string or play putty for the actual laces. It looks like something my mom would have wore in the 90s. just the colors also don't look appealing. I just what do you guys think personally? I just look at it, I'm just like, what the fuck is that?
I like the branding on it. I like the
branding,
Sony. I like the PlayStation with the Japanese wording underneath. I like the Sony on the back heel, and then I like the PlayStation on the bottom of the sole.
That's the parts I like.
The actual colorway, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think it looks bad, but like Travis Scott's merch and like a lot of his collaborations and stuff like this, it's like all of these like off color ways that he puts together.
Sure.
Like, it's never anything ordinary.
Yeah.
It's never just your typical like what would you think if you thought of a PlayStation sneaker? Something like black probably be the primary color on it,
One
or
of them,
something.
sure, or stark white now.
Yeah, like, and I don't even think this looks bad.
It just
honestly,
looks like something the Rugrats would wear. You know, just like you just see Phil and Bill just fucking rocking these.
Yeah,
I mean, in terms of like talking with like skate culture, like the 90s are like kind of in now. And like I feel like that kind like this shoe in particular kind of looks really 90s-ish, like with the off-white and the like the off colors, because it's not like a true black. It's like a off, like it's kind of grayish, and it's like a powder blue. It's not a more pronounced blue. It's not like it's not like PlayStation gray, like for PS1 gray. It's more of like a faded gray a little bit. So it kind of just looks faded, and I think that's just part of the look. I kind of actually like the colorway, to be honest. Like, it's not bad looking. It's a good look. I think it's a good looking shoe. I actually don't like the PlayStation branding on it. I just don't really like branding. I really don't like branding.
You don't like the gamer
yeah, I'm like
culture stuff.
Yeah, like it's just not like I don't really like
Sony's
branding on stuff.
the back of it.
Yeah, like Sony on the back and like the PlayStation logo. Like, if anything, the PlayStation logo looks cool, and like on the bottom of the shoe, that's fine. I would personally rather not have the PlayStation on the bottom and not have Sony on the back of the shoe. The PlayStation logo on the side is fine, but then it also kind of seems weird because it's like, you know, it's the original PlayStation logo. It's like it doesn't fit the color of like the shoe itself.
Well, I do like that because that shows that the colorway was based more on like the original console, which I kind of think is cool. But yeah.
But like, I would just rather not have any of the branding on it.
So you just want a normal pair of Dunks?
Yeah. It would be great.
Well, get excited for the rest of these shoes because they all have some sort of.
I mean, if I got these shoes, I'd be hella stoked because I could sell them and get like 20 pairs of Dunks.
So the weird thing about this that I want to bring up real quick is that there's like, Zach, I don't know if you've seen this. Mike and I were actually talking about this last night. Have you looked at StockX? 2 of these pairs have sold on StockX now.
Yes, I have seen that, and it's incredible.
The rules for entering to even win these said that you couldn't do that. So I'm like, because they were gifted from directly from Cactus Jack, and these people are like, cool, right to StockX, give me 10K. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it's well within their right to do that, but also
it could be friends, friends of like the brand, or like, people that work at Nike too.
That's true.
Backdoored their pair the moment they saw the resale.
That's true. Because there's some higher ups over there.
There's definitely more than 5 pairs that exist for sure.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the people who I will say the people who sold them through StockX, it is probably unlikely that it is the actual 5 that won, because I doubt those have showed up for people yet, because they only did this giveaway like 2.5 weeks ago or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, it was like launch week somewhere on there.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 days, or it was like it was the night the PlayStation came out, so it was the 12th is when these went up, and I think they kept the raffle open for like 24 hours. Yeah. So the raffle closed on the 13th. I don't know if when they pulled them and started. I guess they could be in people's hands by now, but yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I don't know. I will say one last thing on colorway is that it has grown on me since I first saw them. I do think when I first saw it, though, I was like, oh man, I don't know.
What's the material on it? Is it like leather or is it
felt?
It looks suede.
Like puppets.
It's canvas, I believe, and then like a very mellow suede on.
I was gonna say
the white or like the cream areas is like, I think it's suede.
Okay.
So pretty traditional Dunk materials. For this is pretty basic materials, nothing crazy, no fancy leather or anything like that.
Yeah.
which is kind of weird because with a lot of the Travis Scott collaborations, he does a lot of different things. Like this isn't his first dunk. There was a Nike SB dunk he did, and it was really nice because it had fabric on top of the suede that was meant to rip off, and when you skate it, it would rip off and show something underneath.
That's like the Lance Mountain ones that they had, I think, where it was like it changed colors as you, as
you skate it. Yeah. So I mean, I was kind of shocked that he didn't do anything like that with this, but I mean, it's pretty tamed. It's pretty much on par with like what I'd expect from a Travis Scott shoe. You know, there's a hint of brown somewhere. And
that's why does he do that? I don't know, why does that just go to? Same with the Batman suit.
I was just gonna pull that photo up with the Batman suit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I'll say I don't have as many long backstories about shoes on the rest of this list. These were the main ones that I felt needed the whole tale to be told if you didn't know about them, because the next shoes on the list, I don't know anything about these.
We're going gamer mode now.
Yeah.
Y'all like Ninja? Y'all like Fortnite? These Ninja Adidas joggers with Ninja branding on them. I like that there's the Batman photo. That's what we've been waiting for.
That's what I was looking for. All right.
I think these actually don't look bad from this angle.
From this side, it looks all right.
It's like, all right, yeah, you know, that's a cool shoe. And then you get on the other side where it says Ninja. And you're like, all right, peace.
Like,
I'm out.
Yeah. Like
I
does
like
it say Tyler on the other shoe?
The time in.
Oh, time
I guess
in.
that's like his like signature like a phrase. Ninja likes to say.
Like Emerald says "bam," he says "time in."
Yeah. Something
Okay.
like that. And like this isn't his only night jogger, but this was the first of them.
I think he's had new ones come out this year.
Yeah, he had new ones, which they're pretty much the same thing. It's just I think they're like black. It's the exact same silhouette, exact same branding. It's just a dark shoe.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
These look fine. Obviously, the Ninja branding kind of kills it. I do have to laugh that the resale's lower than the retail because you don't often see that.
I was gonna say
yeah.
Even for shoes that are brick to hell, you don't often see that. Yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, I get it.
The kids next door would wear. I'm gonna just say every cartoon kid.
I mean, like to kind of. I mean, like what Mario said, this does look like a kid would wear it.
Yeah, a kid would wear this.
And that's, I mean, that's who it's being targeted towards.
Absolutely.
So, like, there's no 35-year-old man out there who's gonna be like, oh yeah, let me cop these Ninja shoes and wear them around town. So yeah, I mean, to that effect, yeah, they're fine kid shoes. Maybe put some lights in the heels or something like that instead, and really bring it all together. Have they ever done boosts with heels or with lights in the heel? That could be an Adidas first.
They had a serious conversation of like, should we put Heelys in these? That's what these look like to me.
Yeah, I mean, I can't fault Ninja for getting a signature shoe though, and I can't even really fault Adidas for wanting to work with him and do this, because
absolutely,
I feel like the dude was like the hottest person on the planet last year. So sure, I get it. I understand. I don't even know what he does now. Does he still just stream Fortnite?
He streams on Twitch.
He streams,
plays a bunch of different games.
He's playing. I remember, like when Valorant was like big, he was playing Valorant.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. I think he's like up like near professional level in that game or something. I heard, even though there's no professional scene yet, I heard he's like extremely good at it. Yeah, I gotta say these are near the bottom of my own list, but
yeah,
definitely probably the bottom.
Yeah,
I would say.
No.
Maybe Mario likes them more because he really hated the Travis Scott PlayStations.
No, they had the PlayStation branding on it. That gives it enough grade to at least pass it above it. So
that's the Ninja branding isn't saving these, or
no? Like I said, I didn't watch Kid Next Door, but I did watch Rugrats, so I understood my own reference there.
All right.
To the next shoe. Okay, hold on. Travis Scott intro. Sorry, so I transition.
That's your transition slide.
That's right.
Let's look at these Nike Air Max Nintendo 64 shoes. Nintendo's been like surprisingly like getting into the shoe game a little bit more lately, and they've been doing it with like. Are these like official Nintendo collabs?
I think they got okayed. Nintendo didn't like shoot these out. I know recently Nintendo did a thing with Puma,
Yeah.
like for Mario shoes.
Yep. There's like Mario Galaxy shoes that are coming out.
But
Or
these were kind of just like, I mean, obviously, I doubt Nike would have got away with this if Nintendo didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Saying okay, because they literally use like the fonts on the top of them. So, but I would say these are pretty much like basically Nintendo stamp approval Nike.
Yeah. I gotta say, I actually like this one for some reason. I'm not normally like a white shoe person in general, but when it comes to like the little details, they're really kind of cool. Like for instance, if you look at the tip of the foot, like that travels around it, you can see the yellow arrow keys like in there, which is really nice. And the fact that the front of the actual I can actually show my pointer here, the power and the reset, which is actually kind of cool. But this with having the logo of like the MSRB kind of thing,
SRB stamp,
kind of cool, gotta say.
I like the blue and green streaks for the buttons. Those are cool. The power reset button on the tongue is kind of cool.
Even the yellow here,
The yellow there on the bottom.
Yeah. Like these are kind of the antithesis of what Mike was saying he hated about the other ones, where it's just like coming off as like gamer. I'm a gamer and I need everybody to know within 3 seconds of looking at my shoes. Like you could be wearing these with a pair of jeans, probably like, unless people saw the tongues, I think those are the only discernible things where it's like, wait, what the freak, power and reset?
Yeah.
Like those are the only things that I think really dead give away the shoe is like being associated to video games. Otherwise it looks like an Air Max.
Yeah. I like them. I'm not totally into like huge branding things, so that's like a plus for me.
Yeah, it's subtle enough.
I mean, I understand the choice for gray. It's something I personally wouldn't like be digging, but
that's the color of the Nintendo 64, sir.
Well, no, that's the color of the controller of the Nintendo 64.
Well, what color is the console?
It's like an off black.
It's like a darker gray.
It's like the swoosh of the Travis Scott shoe.
Like a gunmetal gray.
Yeah, like a pewter.
These are nice though.
Yeah, they're good. Like I think I like the blue and the green too, like for the buttons and stuff, like how they kind of did that. It's nice looking.
My go-to shoe is actually Nike, the one that's very similar to Kyle Reese's shoe in Terminator. So the fact that they have these shoes as a Nike, I'm like, you know what, I'm kind of into it.
Mario's gonna hop on StockX after this and buy a pair.
I might. $200 is not egregious.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Yeah.
It's not $10,000.
No.
No.
All right, let's look at the PGs. So, I think these came out, if I am correct. I think in 2018, right? Yeah, they did. Mario, if you could hop down to that slide.
This one right here?
Yeah, the next one.
The next shoe, yeah.
Oh, the next shoe?
Yeah.
Are you talking about this?
No, the slide 11.
Oh, yeah, this is one.
Oh, is it? It's not changed on our end.
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
It got froze.
Oh, it got froze. Oh, I see. Here, 1 second. Ink. Sorry, everybody.
No,
Doesn't matter. The stream and t-shirts. Okay. Now you should see it.
There we go.
Shoe. I remember this one.
So yeah, these were like, did they do a wide release on these, Zach? Do you remember?
Yeah, they did a wide release. You could get them, through the sneakers app. I know retailers have them like Foot Locker. It was a pretty gettable shoe.
Okay. It must be the one. Yeah, it's the next one that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's I remember that. Yeah.
Yep, I remember that because I seen a pair of those.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in a second. But these are I like go back and forth on the Paul Georges. Obviously it's like a pretty common basketball shoe nowadays. These I like the general colorway on them. Like and I like the yellow swoosh on it. Obviously, I don't know. Maybe you feel differently about the PlayStation branding and all that on them too, Mike. But I even like that. Even like the font on the back is like that PS3 font. If you could switch to the backside image, Mario, you can show that off.
Is it freezing for you? Because I did.
It's freezing again.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe if you guys pull the.
Yeah, if you pull the slide up, we're all on the same slide in the dock.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you got the symbols in there sprinkled in there throughout it. I don't know. I think the general colorway is pretty nice, and I think most of Paul George's shoes have a pretty nice silhouette to them. I don't, especially as far as like basketball shoes go. Like I have a set of Paul George 3s that I think I use as like my default basketball shoes whenever I go play. So these are pretty nice. I actually like these, except for the part where I don't really like Paul George, but you know, it's aside from the fact.
Yeah, I think this is like the only basketball shoe, like video game collab thing I could think of off the top of my head. It's really I really like the colors of the swooshes because if you look, they're every color of the symbols too. So
Yeah.
like green, blue, red. I really like that. And the symbols just like printed on the back heel. That's really nice too. I think it's just it's good enough, and I don't blame it for being, you know, a little brighter because it's a basketball shoe. You're not gonna wear this with like jeans out, like going out. You're gonna wear this like maybe playing basketball or hanging out somewhere, you know. So I don't mind the branding and all the flashiness this shoe has.
Yeah.
He wore these a few times when he was playing too, didn't he?
Yeah,
think.
I believe so.
I don't think the branding is egregious by any means. Like I think it looks good. I like the blue on the bottom. I think that looks nice.
Yeah.
Like with like the gray, I think it goes together really well. And then I also like how the eyelets on the top of them are like, again, like the PlayStation colors of like the buttons. I think that's a cool detail or whatever. But like the shoe itself, like totally not for me. But yeah, like Zach said, like this is something you're probably not going to be kicking it in the club or whatever. You're probably going to be playing basketball beyond the court.
These are like straight up basketball shoes.
Like I wouldn't ever wear this like going out probably, but
all the other ones are too technically, but
but like a dunk is definitely like a fashion thing now, whereas like
Jordan ones are, you can play basketball in them, but
you don't. I don't think you want to.
I don't think you would hate you.
That's funny.
Jordan used to do that, but even in that Last Dance doc, he was like, they had the segment where he talked about how he balled out at him in like one of his final seasons and his feet were like bleeding when he walked off the court.
Oh my god, yeah. When he wore the originals,
the original Jordan ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
Insane.
Anyway, I think these are pretty nice. The biggest complaint I have is just I have never liked the straps on the Paul George shoes. I think they can kind of go. I don't straps on any shoe. I don't really get, but at least its positioning here is better than with like I mentioned that I think I have the 3, and that strap goes right over the top of the laces. So you're supposed to like tie the laces and then slap the strap right over it, and it's kind of not a huge fan.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next one. I mean, there's a lot of PlayStation collab shoes here. So these are the Air Force One lows. So I mentioned we've seen these when we went to, if you will notice on the release date there, 6/12/18. I think that was
3
E3 time.
Wow.
And as you will notice, E3 2018 lasted from June 12th to June 14th. And these were a specific not a shock drop. These were just a specific drop, I think, at Nike in LA. So we were there. And the owner of DualShockers, Joel Tavares, is a huge sneakerhead himself. And he asked Lou Cantaldi to run over to the store and get him for him, and he'd reimburse him. So Joel has a pair of these, I think. I don't know what he's done with them, at least. But he has a pair of these PlayStation branded Air Force Ones. I don't care. I don't like these though, really.
Really? Okay.
I don't like Air Force Ones.
Sure.
I don't like how thick the sole on them is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's always been my thing with them. I've never cared for that. It looks like you're wearing platform shoes around. These, I mean, the colorway is not bad, but I just don't care for Air Force Ones, I think.
Is it both slick and also sort of like a matte? Like I'm noticing here, there's like a disparity here, or is it just?
Yeah. So the inside is like a smooth leather, while the outside's that patent leather.
Gotcha.
That's a choice.
Yeah, I mean I don't know, like you said, like I could think the shoe just in general kind of just looks a bit goofy. I'm not a fan of it.
It
personally.
definitely looks like PlayStation 4 era PlayStation shoes,
Definitely.
which I mean is when it came out, but
100%.
blue and black has been like their go-to colors for
Yeah.
this whole past gen.
I've never been like down with like shiny stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's just not been something I dig.
I don't think these are that shiny in person though. I think we did see these.
You saw I didn't see the shoe.
And it's only, well, if you look at the other one too, if you go back, Mario, I think it's only that back
Just
part
back
of the
piece?
shoe.
Here.
I'm seeing
It
it
is.
on I pulled it up on StockX to see it, and like because you could like do a whole 360 view of it.
Yeah.
And it's like the outside or the inside part of it is like all the same kind of like flatter leather. The outside part is like a shiny.
But it's only those outside back portions of
Yeah,
it.
it's the
isn't it?
outside. Yeah, it's just the outside back portion of it.
It's really weird how they, I don't know why they
like
chose
the
to do that.
PS4, like the original PS4, because it has that shiny part.
Yeah, and then it has,
Oh,
I think that's what they're trying to go for with this.
okay. That makes sense.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't love them personally.
Very middle ground with them. Like I don't hate them. Like they're
They're
Yeah.
fine.
fine. I wouldn't buy them, but
Yeah, you won me over on this one. As much as I love the black and the white, because that's just traditionally the shoe that I would go for. The actual like stuff in here, like that to me, it looks like kids. It looks like kid shoes again. I mean, I keep going back
It's
to kid
mostly
shoes.
like when things like pop and like it looks
Yeah.
plasticky. I'm just
Yeah.
like that stuff. I don't vibe with it. You know.
No,
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Okay.
All right.
Peek the next one. Finally getting away from PlayStation. Let's look at Xbox shoes. I mean, so these are these are Xbox shoes. These are green and black. That's Xbox for you. So these came out 2 years ago. The Xbox branding on them is not staunch by any means. They've got the Xbox logo there, kind of in the bottom of the shoe, which is gonna. If you ever wore these, it would just
It's
rub
gonna
out
wear
of there.
Yeah, it's gonna rub out real fast.
And then you've got other than that, you've got mainly Jordan branding on these. So you hardly even know that these are Xbox shoes whatsoever outside of the, actually as you can see there on the shoelaces, it does have the Xbox branding on the things on the very end, whatever the freak those plastic things are called. I know there's a neat.
The things
What
you
is
chew
it?
on?
aglets.
Aglets, that is what they're called. Yeah.
That's what they're called.
So it does have a little Xbox branding on there, but honestly, you can never tell.
No.
These are Xbox shoes.
These are like the least gamer out of all these gaming.
Which is why it's my favorite one.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about that for sure.
Yeah, like I just think the colorway is like it's simple, but it still like looks like an Xbox shoe, you know, like the green and black. But it's not like shouting like, oh yeah, this is an Xbox shoe and all that stuff unless you look in the inside of it, you know.
Yeah.
So like, and I mean it's a classic shoe, it's a Jordan 1. Like
Yeah, you'd see this in the streets of Chicago on
Yeah,
St. Patrick's Day, you know?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, by the Green River.
By the Green
colored
River. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when they showed this, like during like 2 years ago or whatever, I was like, oh, I kind of want to get those because they kind of look sick. Like they're cool looking shoes.
They
So
resell for
reset-
3,000. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think
they
there's
did
many of these
not-
made.
These were not sold.
Yeah.
You could
'Cause
only
Who
get them
like
if you
tweeted
wear-
about it? Was it? It wasn't
I
Phil
think-
Spencer, right?
Maybe Aaron Greenberg.
I would think it was
Yeah,
Aaron
maybe
Greenberg who did.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, dude, those look awesome.
So, like, the thing I'll say to that effect, though, is that, like, if you're making exclusive shoes that you're not going to give to anybody else, and you're going to do Jordans and you're going to do Jordan 1s, why make them mids? Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's the thing I'm a little confused on. I mean, I know people trash on mids all the time. I actually think mids are pretty nice.
I think mids look
if
good.
the materials for them, mids look good. It is just a materials problem for me though, where like the materials are clearly worse. Like Jordan 1 highs like feel so much better just because it's a higher quality. The cut of them I don't really care about too much. It's like a half inch or something like that.
Yeah. Like looking at this, I pulled it up on StockX. It was like the swoosh is leather, and then the rest of the shoe is all suede,
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah.
Um,
and like the back heel is like leather too, I think.
I don't like the Jordan branding on the back heel personally. I think that's a little overkill.
A bit bright.
Well, it's just like they never do that with any of their other.
It was kind of a thing for a lot of general release Jordans at the time. A lot of like Jordans that you knew would sit on a shelf, they would put that Jordan brand. Like the ones you could go to a Foot Locker right now and be like, oh, there's a pair of Jordan 1s. Those ones would have that Jordan Jumpman logo on the back. But they kind of fizzled out as the years have gone by and the Jordan 1 got more popular. So yeah, it is kind of interesting that this rare sneaker that Xbox could have had their way, they just chose to put it on there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not bad looking. And I do like the neon green sole of the shoe as well.
Yeah.
I think that's
it's
good.
glow in the dark too. So that's a nice touch.
There you go. It's a shoe for little kids now. Before we move to the next one, Mario, you good on time? I know you were maybe on a little bit of a crunch.
If we could speed it up a little bit, but yeah, I think
That's fine.
Should be okay.
Okay.
You can.
I mean, some of these next ones,
So
I was
next
gonna
ones
say,
are just gonna be like
some of these next ones I know are just like not really like designer shoes. These are more like just random gamer shoes. And that starts with Puma. These Puma Sonic the Hedgehog shoes.
what the hell?
They've had more Sonic shoes come out since then. They had some that coincided with the movie earlier this year, which I did not think looked good. Like I think those things bricked pretty hard too, and they went on sale.
Yeah.
They look gross.
They look real gross.
I don't like these. Why can nobody just release the actual Sonic shoes
Yeah.
and just mass produce them? Like I know people have made those shoes before too.
The white stripe on the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know,
Right.
just somebody make those shoes and I'll buy them. Yeah. These are just especially the fuzzy looking ones. Like
that just looks so gross.
Yeah, don't wear those outside during
It
winter.
reminds me of like a swatch, but a shoe. You know?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It's loud.
Yeah, it's just so much.
I do like the little like the loops he goes through or whatever. I do kind of like on the blue ones that it's got that on the side.
You're talking about this little area right here.
Yeah, that's the same pattern as the loops or whatever that you can go through in
Green
the
Hill
games.
Zone in the back here.
You got the Green Hill in the back.
I don't like the fact that Eggman is in the sole. Like, why is he there, not Tails? I don't.
Because those are the ones that are supposed to look like him.
Is this what they're supposed to? Oh, I can see it now.
Yeah.
Because you can see that this is his contraption that he's in all the time. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got Eggman shoes and you got Sonic shoes. I don't know. They're both too much. A little too much.
Yeah,
the Eggman ones are definitely better though. The
Yeah,
fuzzy,
I'll give it that.
Yeah.
fuzzy Sonic ones. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Hard pass.
Yeah, just somebody just mass produce the actual Sonic shoe. I think people would buy those.
Yeah, honestly, at this point.
But you can't mass produce anything that's too cool because then it kills the market.
100%.
These Nintendo Vans, these came out a couple of years back. These are pretty old at this point, but they had a collection here. I think I had some friends who had these, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And I don't think most of these were rare. I saw these on store shelves pretty often.
Yeah, you could have picked these up at I have like a Vans outlet by me, and
It's not all of them though. I think some of them are pretty common.
Yeah, they had like a bunch of them there. I didn't see like usually like the all over print stuff you could find pretty easily. It's more stuff like if that middle one that looks very much like just the NES.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's something that probably would have sold. But like any of these like all over print things, which again,
Mhm.
I really don't like those.
I don't like those.
I like the middle. I think that's an old school. Like that one looks pretty all right. Like it makes sense. Like the branding for it, the jagged, Vans line or whatever.
Sure.
Like that looks great or whatever. But something like if you go to the next slide, like the Duck Hunt one, and it's all camo and has all of that. Like I can't.
I think these are my least favorite so far, personally.
I love the Authentics. I love like all those shoes. They're all super like nice and they look great. Like if you get normal versions of them, but I think like with these, and they do this with like all of their like collaborations. Like they've done Harry Potter ones. They've done like Simpsons. They had a cool Simpsons one that was like it was their Chukka, and it looked like the Bart Simpson shoe, and that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But like they usually do like this all over print thing with the canvas, and I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't really like it at all.
Shout out to my favorite shoe of all time that I've ever owned was actually the Iron Maiden Vans. Where those are my
those
favorites.
are rad.
Those are my favorites.
But I don't know, like the shoes themselves are
ugly.
cool, but they're kind of all ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing really much to them, in my opinion. They're banned.
Let's look at the next Xbox shoes then.
Yeah.
These are
Master Chief.
These I really like.
So Halo Infinite may not have dropped this year, but Halo shoes did drop 8 years ago, and you could maybe buy them for resale if you wanted to.
These don't look like anything that like any skate shoe. Maybe for S's now. S's are like the only puffy skate shoe I can.
So who made these exactly?
Globe, which is like a super dated skate company.
They're coming back, I think.
Yeah. I think
a lot of like old
shoes are back.
Yeah, a lot of like older skate shoe, like Action, it's spelled like AXION, like they're coming back. There's a lot of like old 90s like skate brands coming back with like puffy shoes, because that's, again, like I said, like 90s stuff is like really in.
We've crossed the horizon of 80s nostalgia and moved into 90s nostalgia.
Yeah, so now everybody's wearing like baggier pants and like the cut off like flood kind of thing, like that's like in. But also like there's also like
the flood, like the Halo flood.
Yeah, like the Halo flood. No, like flood pants, and like that's kind of been in right now. But like also like baggy stuff and puffy shoes are kind of like cool in a way. I don't know if I'd ever skate in them.
I was gonna say, so if you picked up a pair of these and just took these to the skate park, everybody'd think you're cool. Is what you're saying? In
a way, maybe, but like.
Be like, check out John Spartan over here doing this ollie.
In terms of like performance, I don't want to wear big puffy shoes. Just no board feel. Like you can't really feel what you're doing, And I personally like thinner shoes.
That's why dunks are good, because it's like that good happy medium where it's like they've got a lot of support on them, but they're also pretty thin.
And it's wild because like they look. That's kind of why I want to get them, because I want to skate in them. And I know that's like maybe not great because the resale for some of them.
Nah, dude, that's what they're for. Like I'm trying to.
That's what I want to do. Is I want to skate them and see if I like them. But yeah, these like, they look like Master Chief. They're kind of cool.
They got the theme down, that's for sure. I'm curious about the back half of this one here. It has like a little bump to it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I just think the yellow's so ugly.
The yellow's pretty good. The laces look good.
In a way, it's kind of got to be there for the visor. The visor's iconic, dude.
Yeah, I get
why
I get why it's there. I like 1,000% understand why it's there, but it's just still kind of ugly, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. That shade of green also just doesn't look great on anything other than Master Chief's armor, I don't think. It's good for combat armor, and that's about it. I don't know. I don't love that shade.
No.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't think I'd be rocking these, but like I get why. I mean, in terms of like fitting the theme and like doing it with the least amount of like shouting the brand at you, I think it gets it down pretty well, actually.
As long as you don't see the tongue that clearly says Halo on it.
But that's going to do that with a lot of shoes other than like the Sonic Pumas, I guess. Do the Sonic Pumas say Sonic?
Man.
Oh, they do say it.
They
do say it. But this next shoe, actually, this is my favorite.
Those next shoes are pretty hot.
I think they might be my favorite,
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead. Yeah, I like these a lot.
These are Street Fighter dunks. The Kens are the sorry, not the Kens. The Ryus are high top versions, right?
Yeah,
Or
well,
they-
they're technically mid.
I was gonna say I thought they were mids.
Yeah,
The high tops go a little higher. Yeah, you can tell because of how it cuts there.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are two variants of dunks. Dunk lows are the most popular. Those are the same ones. So those Chun-Li ones are the same as the PlayStation ones we looked at before, except the colorway is
yeah,
a lot better.
I think I'd rock the Chun-Li ones, but I like how they did the
distress
Ryu
logo.
shoe.
Yeah.
I think the Ryu ones
because-
are really cool.
Because I like how they like fringed the suede, or is that suede or is that like a canvas? I can't tell.
I think it's a canvas.
Yeah, like they fringed it a bit, so then it's kind of like his bandana, you know.
Yeah.
And then also the black with the black for like the black belt, and then just the off white for his tunic or whatever.
I just think the way that the off-white, the white of the sole, and then the red bottom of the sole, like the way that stacks on top of itself looks really, really nice.
Yeah, I think it like fits a theme really well, and it still looks really cool. I like the lows more just because I'm a plain person and boring, and I like that it's just looks like a normal shoe. You know,
I don't like. I mean, typically I don't like any dunk highs or mids or whatever. Like I do prefer the low cut, but in this instance, this is one of the ones where I like the higher cut on those Ryus. But I think a lot of that's also just because I like the colorway more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll say also like I personally don't like if I'm looking at a shoe, like I don't really care for like the fringy look. I like that it fits the theme of it though. Like I think that is cool.
Yeah.
But I don't really personally like fringiness stuff.
Yeah.
This is the
my
first shoe that I felt the most that encaptured what they were going for in terms of capturing a brand or capturing a game specifically, and specifically these two characters, without being so overt, like the Halo shoe, for instance. So yeah, I think this is like I said, this is my favorite shoe so far, because it is like I would wear these because they look like normal shoes, just that they also have the significance of being Street Fighter shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chung-Li would rock those with those thick thighs. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, these are super dope. I mean, I really love the detail they put into these and how they kept it subtle still without, like, you know, making you think twice. Like, is this a Ryu shoe? You tell immediately, oh yes, this is what Ryu would look like if he wore a sneaker. And they came in a pack, I know, and they came out around the same time as Street Fighter 4. So it was kind of like a big promotional thing. So it kind of went hand in hand. And
The dunk market probably wasn't even that hot back then either. These were probably kind of easy to, probably not easy to get, but
definitely not what they are now.
yeah,
You could walk into a store like that day they came out and pick them up, you know?
Now if they said, hey, we're doing Street Fighter dunks, the whole world would explode. So
You won't stand a chance.
like dunks are, I think the other reason dunks are so hot though is just because they're cheap. Like $100 for a pair. That's really like pretty solid. Jordan ones you gotta pay like $180 for. I just bought a pair of Jordan 4s. It was $200. So it's nuts. All right, let's look at these last pair with Kobe, RIP. These are Air Force Ones again. The colorway on these is very bizarre, but I almost like them a little bit more than the other one.
I kind of like them.
I like it.
Yeah.
Uh,
They're just
there's-
early 2000s or late 2000s enough where they have that like cool, like weird aesthetic to them.
Yeah. You can even see like the shirt Kobe's wearing in that one picture up there. It's like kind of like, it's like mid to late early 2000s.
Yeah.
So, I will say these, I guess what I'm confused about is the laces and then the back part of the shoe. I'm not sure how that screams PlayStation at all. The soles, and then the Air logo, like I like that. That is all PlayStation. Like the red Air with the yellow line going through it. Like that is I like that. I can't wrap my head around why the back part of the shoe is white and blue or white, blue, purple. Like that's like the part I'm kind of confused on.
Yeah. Because what is this, PS2 going into PS3 era ish?
Yeah. What year did they come out, Mario? I think it
Well,
says.
So
Yeah,
2009.
2009. They
2009.
generally released 2009. They had like prototype demo pairs you could maybe find in 2006,
Hmm.
and those were like literally a handful. But they generally came out in 2009. There was like super limited release sneakers still, but you could find them. So
Yeah, I think
yeah,
the thing I like about them too is that like the early 2000s Air Force Ones are a little bit different. I mean, it's still the same shoe, don't get me wrong, but like the cut on these is a little bit different than the ones we saw before. Or at least it looks like that. The other ones look a little high. These are a lot more, unless I'm going crazy. Maybe the cut on them's identical. Oh, okay, it's identical, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just the color blocking on this one that makes them look a little different than.
Yeah,
These aren't bad though. Like,
yeah, the blue, like that blue and purple kind of thing. Like that gives me more like PlayStation 4 vibes than anything. And like,
yeah,
that's
the
not that, you know.
the problem is that it's got that weird colorway on the back part of it, and then they stamp the PlayStation logo on it. But then they don't even stamp the PlayStation, just the logo on it. They stamp a whole square on it,
They do.
which is
They do.
the part that I don't really like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. These are.
I am with you. I do like the soles of them. I think the soles of them look really cool.
Yeah.
The white with the air, and then the yellow stripe, and then even like the blue on the bottom. Like I think that looks really cool.
And that's why I like them a little bit more. Those are the only type of Air Force Ones I like, because when you've got the sole that is like, if the entire bottom of the sole is white, it just looks so thick and doofy. Like, and I think that was the problem. What was the sole color on the other ones?
Oh wow.
It did have that. It did have the little blue hints towards the bottom, but it wasn't as pronounced as these are.
Yeah.
Anyway, these are pretty good.
I wonder if the purple kind of reminiscent of like when you load up the PS2, just the way that screen kind of looked. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, my knee jerk would be if these were really tied to Kobe. Were these?
No, I think these came out like there was like an E3 event, and it was kind of like
he just so happens to be holding
he was
it.
on the cover of that NBA. I think it was NBA Live, and
Rest
it
in
was
peace.
kind of like a thing. They're like, oh well, while we're showing this NBA like thing, we have these Nike shoes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
If I had been into sneakers back when we were in LA for those shows, I would have gone to that Nike store they had pretty close by.
Yeah.
But I was not into sneakers at the time. I was into sneakers a lot when I was a kid, and I've been into sneakers for last like 8 months all over again. So, all right, quickly, because I know Mario's got to get going. So those are all the shoes. Let's rank these.
Okay.
And I'll just fire from the hip and say the Vans are the last.
Vans are last, yeah.
Vans
for
will be
sure.
last.
Yeah,
Vans and-
I'd say like between them and Sonic, it's hard to.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Ninja
both
ones are
are-
down there too.
The Ninja, yeah, I feel like Ninja.
How should we rate these based on like, would you wear them?
Yeah, I say wearability.
Yeah.
Like, would you be caught outside wearing these?
I don't know if I'd wear the Ninja shoes anywhere, man.
No, I'm gonna say Ninja's far deep last next to Sonic. Like they are neck and neck.
Okay, yeah, I guess if we're going wearability, like I would definitely wear a pair of Vans before I wear
Yes,
like those
exactly.
Sonic Pumas or like or those Adidas, yeah.
Even
All right,
Halo.
so let's put the Ninja ones last.
Okay.
Okay.
Ninja's definitely last.
Okay.
All right, so Ninja last.
Ninja's last.
Ninja's last.
And then we'll say that the
Sonic Pumas.
Sonic Pumas are second. Those are
Okay.
gross.
Those are real gross.
Puma in general, just bad brand.
Can we throw
bad
in
brand.
the Halos too? I think the Halos are not great.
I think the Vans would go before the
Vans-
Halos.
Really?
Vans
I would
are
rather
like-
wear the Vans than the Halos.
I would not.
I
think-
Um,
There's so much going on with those Vans. Like, I
Yeah.
like the shoe themselves, but like the
take one
like
more
the
look at those
branding.
duck hunts, Mario, and
Yeah.
flip that over again.
All right.
Would you be caught wearing those outside?
No, you're right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so the Vans, and then I would say the Halos. I don't
Okay.
like
Yeah,
the Halos after that are no.
Yeah.
These other shoes though, they're a little tougher.
I would probably put the one of the Air Force Ones.
That's what I'm.
PlayStation ones.
That's what I'm
One of
thinking.
the-
Which one do we? I think they go back to back personally, because I'm not.
Yeah,
on either.
exactly. I think the
2000
last ones, the 2009 one,
Yeah, 2009 one.
and then the 2018 ones.
I'm fine with that. The 2018 ones I don't love, but at least they look like more of a
I like that they're like all black.
wearable shoe. Yeah. Like you could throw on a pair of jeans with those and look fine. The other ones would be like, whoa, what the heck you got on your feet? Okay.
Gamer.
Gamer.
And then
next
Jordan. Yeah.
Paul George, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Paul Georges for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
The
cool,
Paul Georges,
but
I
they're
actually
definitely-
like those a lot as basketball shoes, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
but-
great basketball shoes.
So wait,
I mean,
the 2018 Air Force Ones versus the Paul George ones, you would pick the Paul George ahead of those ones?
I would personally.
Yeah,
Really?
absolutely.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I would.
I mean, at least it's got a little bit more in line with PlayStation with the different colored swooshes and things like that.
I love that.
Like if you look at the PlayStation logo, the three primary colors there, you got the blue, the yellow, and the red. You got the red on the right side swoosh, the yellow on the left side swoosh, and you got the blue. I think that's a cool way to bring it all together.
All right, that's fine.
And then I like the PS3 stylized font on the heel for his name.
Sure.
Dope shoe.
So I would say those are definitely ahead of the Air Force Ones. I think
I would put the Dunk here. The PlayStation Dunk, the Travis Scott ones.
I
I would
just
wear
think
all the
those-
other shoes more before.
I think I would put those above these.
I would definitely put them above it.
Yeah, I would too.
Just because I like dunks more in general.
Sure.
Like these don't have much.
But I would rock the Xbox ones. I would rock the N64 one.
Oh,
But I
yeah, those
think
are
again
definitely
with like wearability, like wearing those $10,000 shoes is definitely making a statement.
I'm not even thining of that number in my mind when I think of these. I think of them as trashy looking shoes.
I think they look good.
That's
Like I
fine.
would skate those. I would skate those $10,000.
I'd buy them for my mother.
I would rock them. Price of right.
I gotta throw those out there that I don't like the Miles Morales shoes that much.
I don't like them either.
Yeah.
I think they might be lower than the Paul Georges.
I think that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm
next
down.
we'll do Miles Morales. So the two Air Force Ones and then Miles Morales.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
What are the top then? The top are the Dunk and the 64?
the two dunks, the 64, and then we got to put the Paul George. I guess the
I
Paul
forgot about
Georges
the
can
two
go here.
Dunks. Oh, you're right.
I guess the Paul Georges can go about right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, okay, so we've got the two pairs of dunks, the N64 Air Maxes, and then the Xbox shoes. Right?
The Street Fighter ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna say the Street Fighter ones are a top two
Yeah.
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
I would
say
I would put the Xbox ones below the Travis Scotts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they just look like green Air Jordan 1 mids.
I agree.
Yeah,
There's nothing about them that really does stand out.
Yeah.
Like, I know you don't love the colorway on the Travis Scott's Mario, but like the other ones just look like if they mass release green Air Jordan 1s right now, then like you could
I could
just
just
say
wear
like,
them. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
like there's nothing discernible on them that is Xbox other than the aglets and then the little inside of it that's gonna rub away. So I'd say
Not
put the
very gamer.
put the Xbox ones next. You lose points for not being gamer enough this time. And then I would say the Travis Scotts probably.
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I
could
could
live
get
with
down
that.
with that.
So Travis Scott's are top 3.
Yeah.
And then it's between the Air Maxes and the Street Fighter Dunks for number 1. I think the Street Fighter Dunks are
Street Fighter
number 1.
Dunk's number
Street
one
Fighter
for
Dunk's
sure.
number one. Yeah.
I'll give it to the Dunks. Yeah.
Those Ryu
It's really nice.
those Ryus are really nice.
They're way more slick. They look cool. Fashion.
The Air Maxes are cool though.
Air Maxes are
I don't
cool too.
I don't have any pairs of Air Maxes, but
But it's hard to
Yeah.
like put on a pair of jeans and be like, look at these gray shoes that I'm wearing. You know?
there's not a lot of wearability in that aspect, but as far as like the homage they're paying to the N64,
It's great.
it is
Well done.
pretty solid shoe, and you would not be able to tell that it is an homage to the N64 whatsoever.
Yeah.
Totally.
So yeah, cool. All right, those are shoes. Those are gamer shoes.
That was the easiest ranking we've ever done.
I
Took
know.
5 seconds.
Especially like gentlemen.
Anyway, this was this was just something,
fun little experiment. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
to see
just
some new
a little-
shoes.
just a little fun thing we figured we've been wanting to do for a while. Again, Zach and I have been want to say I've been trying to set this up, but I've actively not been trying to set this up for probably 2 or 3 months because I've been so busy with other things. But yeah, with my last week at the site being here, I was like, okay, we gotta get this done. We gotta get this done now. Time to schedule this. That's why I hit you up, or I think I hit you up last week. I was like, hey, we should do that video now because I knew that I was going to be announcing that I was leaving. So yeah, this was a fun little thing. If you enjoy sneakers or video games or one or the other or both, let us know out of this group that we have shown off which ones are your favorite. Also, let us know. I mean, obviously, we forgot other shoes. There's a lot of other gamer shoes collaborations. Like I mentioned,
I just saw the Paul George like black versions of those.
Yeah,
pretty slick.
There's a lot of other video game shoe crossover collabs. I'm pretty sure, yeah, like Ninjas had some more this year that we talked about. I know they had some for the Sonic movie earlier this year too.
Yeah.
We didn't put the League of Legends shoes on here, which we could have.
There was those Pac-Man.
Those Pac-Man dunks as well.
Yeah. We could have kept going.
I think those League of Legends shoes released, but only in Korea.
Yeah, or China. I think it was a China only thing because that's where the finals were or something like that.
Yeah. Well, Nike is also partnered with the LPL, which is Chinese League of Legends scene. So they're the official merch sponsor of Chinese League of Legends. So if you ever see, if you watch the World Championship or whatever, you'll see all the Chinese teams coming out rocking Nike gear. It's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway. Yeah, fun little thing here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this if you watch this all the way through. Again, very niche content I am envisioning, but this was fun. As for future projects here, you can continue to follow the channel, subscribe to DualShockers on YouTube. You can also check out our website where occasionally we write about sneaker news over there. Actually, I remember one time I wrote about Paul George released some Fortnite shoes a few years ago, and I didn't like those. And I took it as an opportunity to not talk about the shoes, but I just wrote 5 paragraphs about why Paul George sucks and he screwed over the Pacers or something like that.
I remember this now. Yeah, that was great.
I think the title was something like Paul George is releasing new Fortnite shoes, but don't let this distract you from the fact that he's an overrated basketball player. It was something like that. Anyway. Yeah, check out DualShockers.com. You can also follow us over on DualShockers. If you want to follow all of us here, you can follow myself. I'm at Moreman12. You can follow Michael. Is that the Michael Ruiz?
Yes.
Boom. You can follow Mario. He's at that Mario Rivera. And Zach, where can they follow you?
I'm at 21Zachage on Twitter. Feel free to follow me if you want to hear some hot takes about some sneakers or video games or whatever.
Also, a 21 Savage fan account.
Heck yeah, that's where it comes from if you couldn't tell.
But yeah, Zach, thanks for hopping in on this. I'm glad we were able to get it done, like I said, before I slip out the door here in a couple days. Very much. Tomorrow is technically my last day, sort of. So, but anyway, yeah, cool. Again, thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you back here next time on DualShockers YouTube channel. Bye.
Didn't realize I was on a panel filled with ex and leaving people from DualShockers. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna look up like this.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Started out small to a real bond, 'cause we're brothers first. 'Cause we've been through a lot, but it ain't over. We gon' keep it.
You'll always be with me,
Change the game without even knowing.
and you'll always be my brother.